What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Yes, it's your girl, Tanya Marie, coming to you live today. Yes, with Bull One for Life. Bull One for Life, where we want you to be unique, be different, but most importantly, just be you. Y'all, come on in the room. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hi, James Money 615. Thank you so much for coming on in. Yeah, so we're just doing a quick live here. We're on our consistency journey here to where we're going to be showing up and being consistent. So make sure y'all be consistent as well and show up and show out. All right. So today our topic is YouTube and how we can get our channels to get paid, y'all, right? So y'all come on in, come on in. Like I said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not going to hold y'all long. Not going to hold y'all long at all. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. Y'all cooking? Or did you go out to eat today? We're having some salmon, white rice, with some corn. Yeah, corn on the cob. Yep. So hopefully that's going to be a good dinner. All right, all right. Yeah, so y'all, we're going to get down to business here. Like I said, I'm not going to hold y'all long. Not going to hold y'all long at all. So we're talking about consistency, y'all. Consistency on YouTube because we're all trying to grow our channels, everything, right? So consistency is the business, right? So we're trying to get paid. That is all what we're trying to get to do with our YouTube channels, right? So the hard truth. Now, let me tell y'all something about YouTube and new creators, right? You don't fail on YouTube because you're untalented. No, right? So we all have our gifts. We all have our different talents. Some of us can singing in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna sing in the background, right? Then you have those like the Beyoncés that can stand in front of amazing concert halls and theaters and sing, and lead the way, right? Everybody has their talents. You have some people that can draw, great artists, right? You have some people who can hold your attention by being a comedian, right? They just naturally funny, have great jokes. That's their talent. Everyone has different talents, right? So just because you fail on YouTube doesn't mean you're untalented, right? Also, it doesn't mean that the algorithm hates you. Like, man, every time I post, I don't get no views. Every time I go live, I can't get nobody in the room. It doesn't mean that, right? So you're not failing because the algorithm is hating on you, right? It's a player hater. No. It doesn't mean that at all. Hey, Marina Latrina, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on in the room. Yeah, honey. So we're having a little live here on how we can stay consistent. I'm on my consistency journey here. So I'm doing a little live, but I ain't gonna hold y'all long. But we're just talking about how we can get paid on these YouTube streets by being consistent, right? So yeah, y'all, the algorithm, it ain't hating on you. It's not hating on you at all, right? So we fail. The number one reason is because we stop, right? We stop posting. We stop going live. We stop creating, right? We stop coming on here talking. We stop coming on here cooking. We stop showing the people our do-it-yourself projects. We stop doing it all. That's why we fail. So we have to get back into being consistent. Consistent in all things wins, right? All right. So now you fail because you stop. Not once. You're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna take a little break this week. I'm gonna go on vacation, whatever. So I'm not gonna post. I'm gonna give myself a little break. So that's one time. Or you say, hey, I'm gonna stop posting on Fridays because I want to give myself some time and relax with the family, or I just want to put my foot up and not post, right? So it's not once, it's not loudly and quietly. You miss a week, and then a week turns into 2 weeks, then 2 weeks turns into 3 weeks, and 3 weeks turns into a whole month. And before you know it, a whole year has passed by and you haven't done anything on YouTube, right? You just let it slip out your fingers because you're not being consistent. So that's exactly how we're feeling. We're not being consistent. All right. And then suddenly I'll come back soon turns into never, right? Y'all know those excuses we give. We say, hey, I'll come back in a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna give myself a 2 week break. I'll come back next month. You know what? I said I was going to work on this DIY project. I'm just going to put it to the side and said I was going to post it and video it. I'll come back later on it. That's all the excuses we do. I'll come back soon. And then it turns into never. We never pick the project back up. We never turn the camera back on. Right? So I know I have been guilty of that. All right. And then also why consistency is so hard, right? So we hate doing the same things over and over and over. We're like, oh man, this is boring. Man, people don't want to see this. I'm going to come on here and talk about the same thing over and over. This is boring, right? So consistency isn't hard because YouTube is demanding. It's hard because it's boring. Like I said, sometimes people are like, man, I'm doing the same thing over and over, and people don't like that same routine, that same monotony, right? They feel like, hey, this is not getting people's attention. I need to, jizz it up a little bit, right? But that's okay. You got to stick with it. You got to stick with it. It will be hard. Sometimes hard will be boring, but you got to stick with it. That's consistency. At the beginning, right? You're not going to get any applause like, yay, you know what? We're rooting for you, getting tens of thousands of people coming in your live at the beginning. No, it's not going to be like that. You're like, oh man, I'm watching my favorite YouTubers and they got 20,000 views and they got 100,000 subscribers. You like, I know I can get it, right? You're so excited. Amen. Exactly, Marina Latrina. Exactly. Yeah. Preaching to the choir, right? You're like, I know I can get it. Once I get in the door, baby, my lives are going to be popping. Once I get in the door, my views are going to skyrocket. But it's not always like that in the beginning, right? So you have no applause at the start. You don't have that traction. You don't have that momentum, right? The lives aren't popping. The views aren't viewing as you want them to, right? You have no proof you're doing it right. So when you're going to your YouTube studio, you're like, man, I know I got everything set up. I got all my tags on here. I've researched my titles. I've researched my thumbnails. They said my thumbnails was popping. My titles are right. How come I'm not getting that 100,000 views on every video? Like, what is going on, right? And then you're posting into silence. Sometimes you go on live and you don't have the people there. You like, now I know I done went to my community post and let the people know we was having this great live, and everybody was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. And you hit lights, camera, action, and nobody shows up. Man, what done happened? How are you? Welcome, Cruz Bolero. Thank you so much for coming on in. Yeah, right? So you're posting and it's silent, baby. It's crickets. Honey, nobody ain't coming in the room. You ain't got nobody saying nothing on your lives. You're like, And that silence, it messes with your head, right? So how many people have been there? It will mess with your head. You're like, you know what? People don't like the content. People don't want to see me live. They ain't supporting me for real. It will mess with your head. And that's when people tend to quit at that point, right? Because they feel like they're not getting the genuine support that they feel like they should have, but you can't let that trip you up. You got to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Right? Yes, Marina Latrina, baby, you feel me, right? You feel me? Yeah, so you got to keep pushing, right? Because this is where you would want to quit because you're like, man, I'm posting. Nobody's watching my videos. No one's coming to the lives. I'm not getting a lot of views. I'm just posting to silence. No one's reacting to anything, right? And so it's getting in your head, right? It's playing mind games with you, and you're starting to say, you know what, maybe this not for me. Maybe this is not for me. But you got to get out of that. You got to keep posting when no one likes the live, no one likes the videos, no one comes to the lives, you don't get any comments or reactions on your lives. You have to keep doing it anyway, because I promise you, YouTube sees it. They see it. And as you become more consistent, you will see your traction start to grow. So you got to stay consistent with that, right? Now, let's talk about how YouTube actually pays, honey, because let's be honest, baby, we here for this money. We here for this money, this moolah, okay? All of that, the dinero. So here's the truth. YouTube doesn't pay talent, right? So you can be the best singer. You can play all the different instruments in the world, right? But if you don't have any consistency in what you're doing, you're not going to get paid for it. So if you come on here every blue moon and sing your tail off, that's great and all. And then you don't come back until the next year. How are you going to produce money if you don't have any consistency with your audience? Because your audience are like, man, that girl can sing. I want to come in here, every day or every week or every Saturday and hear her blow, baby. Sing the house down. But you're not giving the people what they want. You're not giving them anything what they want. So you're like, I'm out of here. I'm going on to the next person that's singing their tail off. And they coming in every Saturday night giving a show. Okay? So YouTube doesn't pay talent. It pays patterns. So make sure you're consistent in your patterns. And that's when it will start to pick up in the algorithm, right? So the algorithm will reward people who show up when they say they would. So one thing I'm guilty of is not using my community posts as I should. So when you go in your community posts and you say you're going to come on at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come on in at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This the part I need to know. Right, Marina Latrina? Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is the part, right? So the algorithm is rewarding people who shows up. So if you're not showing up and you're not giving it a pattern to where it can start to pick it up and say, okay, at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to start to push people to Marina Latrina's live. I'm going to start to push people to Cruz Bolero's live. All of that. Right? So it is wanting to have you establish a pattern. So it wants you to be consistent so it can start being consistent for you as well and knowing who to push to you. Right? Cruz Bolero say, hey friend, thank you. How was your day? It was awesome. Awesome. I hope yours was too. Thank you so much for coming on in, Cruz Bolero. Right? So once you got a pattern going, advertisers are going to start to invest in their creators that they can predict. So you notice when you have a video or a live that's at least 8 minutes or longer, you get more ads on your videos. You get the ads that come in the beginning, the end, and then they also start putting ad breaks in the middle, right? So you start being consistent with your length of your videos. You're going to start to see more ads start to pop up on your videos. When you start to be consistent with your lives and the days that you're posting and the times, you're going to start to see advertisers pick up on that because the algorithm is saying this individual has a particular time they like to post. This individual is posting 8-minute videos, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, and they're posting content that advertisers can get behind because people are wanting to watch it, right? So it's all about patterns that we have to start creating, right? So consistency isn't just about being disciplined, it's about branding. So you got to think about your brand and how you want to present yourself on YouTube. You're a business. You're a brand, right? This is a business and you're a brand. How do you want to present yourself when you come out here on these YouTube streets? Do you want to present yourself as coming out here as not keeping your word? Like I said, coming to your community post to say, hey, I'm going to be on at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can your audience trust you at your word? Like, you know what? Every time I turn on this tube, you're on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like clockwork. I can rely on turning you on, and you're reliable content. You're reliable TV that I can watch on a consistent basis, right? It's your branding, and that's what YouTube likes, right? So that's what we all have to work on. I'm going to be working on my consistency. I'm going to be posting what time I'm coming on, posting to make sure that my audience knows when and where to meet me at on this here YouTube streets, and showing up when I say I'm going to show up, right? All about being disciplined and making sure my brand speaks positively and correctly for myself on these streets as well, right? Okay, all right, and sometimes you got to make a shift to make that money, huh? Can the choir say shift? You got to make a shift to make that money, okay? All right, so you got to stop asking, is this video good enough? You know, we like to second guess ourselves. We like to sometimes put doubt on ourselves as well, right? Hello, Joy. Thank you so much for coming on in. Appreciate you. Right? Sometimes we have doubt, and sometimes we put that in our minds. Like, is this video good enough? Is this what my audience was expecting from me? Maybe I need to switch up what I do on a daily or a weekly or monthly basis. Maybe I need to switch up my content. Maybe I need to switch up the days I do my content on. I saw such and such doing A, B, and C. Maybe I need to do what they're doing, right? How many of us have gone on YouTube and said, oh man, their lives are popping. Oh man, their video is getting so many views. Maybe I need to do that too. Right? So we start questioning our videos. We do that. All right. And instead of asking, is this video good enough? Start asking, can I do this again next week? I'm doing well, Cruz Bellero. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you. Right. Yeah. Start asking, can I do this again next week? That should be your question. Is my content the type of content that I can be repetitive with, that I can do consistently and be consistent with it? Is this something that has a content I can add value to? I can show people how to do something. I can show people the value in something. Or I can give them information they maybe don't even know about, right? All of that. Hi, Mika77. Thank you so much for coming on in. I appreciate you, Queen. Yeah, so y'all, don't second guess yourself, right, with this content. Don't put doubt in your mind, because I know, like I said, I'm guilty because I'm on this consistency journey, right? I'm trying to show up when I say I'm going to show up and put the content out there. So I got to stop questioning myself. Is this video good enough? So I got to stop asking that question, and I got to start saying, can I do this content again next week? Can I provide this value next week? Can I give my audience what they're looking for next week, right? Consistency wins in all things. Oh, thank you, Queen. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, y'all. See, consistency wins in all things, right? Money comes from sustainability. Mika, that was right on time. See, I'm talking about money. You coming in with the money. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, yes. So money comes from sustainability, right? So if you're able to sustain your content, if you're able to pick a topic that you're able to talk about day after day, week after week, and build on it consistently and show up consistently, then you're able to get that money, right? You're not looking for viral moments, right? Because you know those one hit wonders, that's not sustainability. Yes, it's great when we get a viral moment. We're like, oh, yes, yes, yes. I went viral. But guess what? It's not going to be consistent. It's that one time hit. I don't want to be no one hit wonder, baby. I want to be a legend. I want to be a legend, right? Yes, I'm doing well, Cruise State. Still in the snow. Oh, wow, Marina. You still in due to the snow. Oh, my goodness, yeah, you got a lot of snow. Absolutely. That's a lot. We got a little bit of ice, but no snow. No snow, right? But no viral moments here. You're not going to be worrying about viral moments. No, you're not worrying about viral moments because that can burn you out and put your spirits down because you're like, okay, well, I did it once. Maybe I can do it again. Sometimes you won't get that viral moment again, right? Sometimes you won't hit it. And so that can lower your spirits. Once again, put that doubt in your head to say, oh man, you know what? Maybe this ain't for me. This isn't for me and all of that. So maybe I need to do something different. And that will knock you off your game and get you out of your consistency, right? Yes, Marina Latrina. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So the creators making real money, those making top dollars, they aren't the loudest. Mm-mm. They're the most reliable, right? When I turn on YouTube at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I know I can see my favorite YouTuber coming on like clockwork, right? That's what YouTube is looking for. Who's going to be on YouTube like clockwork so their audience can join them, right? That's what they want to have creators that are going to be reliable. So, are you reliable? Now, that's a question we got to ask ourselves. Are we reliable? Yeah, so I'm trying to be reliable. I'm trying to get consistent and be reliable, okay? All right. So you're like, okay, I want to get consistent. I want to be reliable. When I say I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. When I say I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here. So what's a system that I can put in place, right? So there's a system that you can put in place that's very simple. All right. So the system you can put in place is give yourself one topic, right? So if your topic is going to be YouTube, talk about YouTube. And that's all things YouTube. That's down to how YouTube pays, down to how to get started on YouTube, down to how to get those 4,000 watch hours, how to get your subscribers, um, the policies and procedures pertaining to YouTube. Stick to your topic so that once you have your topic, you're going to grow an audience around that topic. And those people who are interested in YouTube, interested in growing on YouTube, interested in knowing all the new policies, the new procedures, they're going to show up and come to your channel, right? So if you're talking about celebrity news, what's hot on the streets, the trends, they're going to show up. so we can hear what's going on these YouTube streets and out and about these celebs, right? Or if you're doing a cooking or cruising, right? They're going to show up to hear all about what's going on with the cruise news, what's going on with the new food that's coming out, the cooking, the ingredients, how to make this, how to make that. Stay on your topic so your audience will continue to gravitate towards you, so that they will learn from whatever topic you're talking about, right? And also another good simple system is have one upload schedule, right? Like we said, pick a time. Pick a time and stick with it, right? See, my thing is I like to be random and pop up all over the place. So I'm trying to be consistent, and I'm going to pick a time so that my audience will know that, hey, Bold One for Life is on right now. I'm going to be on her live at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever time she's posting in that community post. I'm going to be there so that I can know that I can be there to support her, watch her, engage with her, and be a part of her live or be a part of her video. So have one upload schedule. That is key as well. Like I said, I'm on my consistency journey. So y'all, that is me, because I'm random. I like to pop up. I like to pop up on here, right? I like to pop up. But getting a simple system like one upload schedule will most definitely help, right? That's it. Simple. One topic, one audience, one upload schedule. That's it. And then all you have to do is be consistent, keep showing up, and the people will come. The algorithm is going to start picking up your patterns, and it will start sending people your way, right? Yeah, that's it. Simple. So you don't need any more ideas where you're looking at all the other creators and seeing what they're doing. Don't start confusing yourself and switching up. You don't need to do that, right? And you also need fewer excuses. Don't say, you know what, I need a break. I'm going to stop for 1 week. And I'll come back next week, and next week turns into 3 weeks, and 3 weeks turns into a whole month. And before you know it, a whole month turns into a whole year. So give yourself fewer excuses, right? Fewer excuses, right? And once you give yourself fewer excuses, consistency will turn into content, and content is your inventory. So you got to treat it like you're a business, and treat it like content is your inventory. If you have a whole bunch of content, which is your inventory, then your audience, which are your shoppers, are going to continue to shop your store, right? Have content ready, and people will be able to continue to view it, right? So consistency turns content into inventory, and inventory turns into income. So if y'all go into Walmart and y'all shopping in Walmart, and you're going in there because you know that they always have your favorite Turtles candies, right? Never run out. Every time, if you go in there on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you go to aisle 6, those Turtles are going to always be there. They're going to always make money because they can count on you, their shopper, their audience, to always come in and get what they need. So stay consistent, and your inventory will turn into income. So think about it like that. Always have content, because your content is your inventory, and inventory will turn into income, right? So stay consistent so that you can get paid. Right? Now, you got to be patient with YouTube. So YouTube doesn't change lives overnight. Y'all know with YouTube, it is a process. YouTube is over time, because YouTube is going to pay you for years and years and years. So you do a video from last year, YouTube will continue to pay you off that video as long as people are watching it, right? So YouTube is building your channel slowly. It's not going to blow up overnight because it's an algorithm that's going off of patterns, right? So you have to be consistent. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, Marina. I appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. Thank you. Right? So it's not going to change overnight. YouTube is a totally different platform than the TikToks and the Facebooks. This one is going to build over time. And because it's different, because with YouTube, not with YouTube, but with TikTok and Facebook, they don't pay you for the content you did years back. You get a time frame, a window. You get a 30-day window where you can capitalize off the content. And then you got to continue to make sure you're getting new content going so that you can monetize off the new content. But YouTube, totally different. You can make content a year ago, and long as people is watching it, they are going to pay you, right? Okay, so YouTube doesn't change lives overnight. It is a process where it's going to build and build your channel, right? Okay, it changes them for people who refuse to disappear. So like I said, you on YouTube for years and years and years, people will be able to find you. You put your content out there, people will be able to find you because it's going to continue to push you out for years and years and years, right? So with being consistent, make sure you show up even when it's boring. Show up when you don't want to. Show up even when you don't have anyone on your platform. You don't have anyone in the room. You don't have anyone making comments or anything like that. Make sure you always show up, right? Be consistent, okay? When you're consistent, that's when the money will start to build, right? And that's what we're here for. We're trying to get our money on this YouTube streets. Yes, but y'all, I just want to come on here and do a short live. Come on here and continue with my consistency journey. All right, where I will be showing up, making my content, okay, coming out here and building my audience. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for always coming on in the room and blessing your girl with your presence. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Until next time, y'all, I hope y'all have a blessed night and a wonderful day tomorrow. All right, y'all. Good night, good night, good night.